This is an NBC News special report.
Farmer reporting live from countryside France, here to ask a peasant from Berlinghof to ask some few questions about her peasant life. Hi. How are you? We are live from countryside France, asking Sage a few questions. Okay. Is your life easy or difficult?
It's very difficult for me, considering I always have to worry about money and eating, so I'd be able to survive here.
What do you think your most basic daily concern would be?
I'd have to say money, because I need money to buy food for like the winter when there's no crops, so I don't have to eat, but most of the time I starve.
Well, there you have it. What do you do every day?
I wake up every morning and I go out to the field and I water the crops and harvest, and then I feed some of the animals that we have. After I take the crops that I have gathered and put them, half of them aside, so I have to give half to my landowner for renting the land.
Why do you think, or what do you think about people of other social classes?
I think very strongly of them, because they don't have to pay as much money in food as much as the third estate does, which is what I am in. I think that they should be paying more taxes than us, because they have more money, and I want to know that I'll have money and food so I can actually feed my family, but for them they have money so they can just sit around all day.
Okay, so as you can see that the peasant's life is not easy. They pay heavily taxes, and much nobles or higher nobles really don't. So my next question would be, are you optimistic about your future?
Definitely not. I'm hoping that soon these estates will change and the richer people have to pay more heavier taxes than I will be. Maybe I can actually make a living.
Do you think that the future will change, or do you think it'll become worse?
From my point right now, I think it might stay the same, or it might even get a little worse, because they might raise taxes for us. But I think eventually things might get better, but for now things will stay the same.
Since you're a part of the third estate, what do you think about the old regime?
I think it is not fair at all, and everyone should be treated equally.
There's your answer. Do you think that each estate should have more votes depending on their population?
Yes, I think there should be more votes counted on how many people are in the estate, because with the first and second estate, they come together and they come against the third estate, which is a 2-to-1 ratio, and there are more people that could use the vote that could actually help benefit the third estate.
Alright folks, so there you have it.
Thank you.
Reporting live from countryside France, this is NBC 10 News.
Here we are in France with Vinny, in back of his delightful church, here to ask him some questions. Is your life easy or difficult?
I would say that my life is pretty easy, because I'm a member of the clergy and I don't have to worry about anything like taxes or anything, and I basically just worry about my religion all day and pray and preach to groups of people.
What is your most basic daily concern?
My most basic daily concern would probably be to pray and to make sure that I don't sin in any way, and just to make sure that I can get into heaven.
What do you do every day? Come on, repeat.
I pray a lot, like 3 times a day. I preach a few times a day, and that's about it usually.
What do you think about the people of other social classes?
I'm not really concerned with the people of other social classes, because I'm part of the first estate, so it doesn't really matter to me what the peasants do, but I do like it when they come to the church and be religious
you optimistic about the future?
I am, because I'm pretty well protected by the way that the government works, because everyone is religious and looks up to me in that way.
Do you think the future will change?
Through the revolution, I'm not sure, because I don't see the peasants being able to make their way through our one vote a group way of government right now.
Since you're a part of the First Estate, what do you think about the old regime?
I like the way that the old regime worked, because I didn't have to pay any taxes or anything like that, and the peasants pretty much took care of all the bad things that I don't want to do, because I'm important.
What do you think that each estate should have more votes depending on the population?
I don't think so, because if that were the case, that would mean that I would have to pay taxes and the peasants would get their way, because they have much more of a body of population than this First and Second Estate. So I like the old regime much more than what the peasants want it to be like.
Okay, so there are questions.
In inland France with Caitlin, part of the bourgeoisie, to ask her some questions. Is your life easy or difficult?
I'd have to say it would be in between, because I don't have as much money as the upper class does, and I'm not as poor as a peasant.
What is your most basic daily concern?
Well, I'm a writer, and I just wish I had more money and not paid taxes.
What do you do every day?
Well, since I'm a writer, I write about how the estates are and how everything's going in life.
What do you think about people of other social classes?
Well, I don't think it's fair for all classes, because the peasants, they shouldn't work and pay as taxes, although I do, they pay more than I do. And the upper class doesn't, and they just sit on their butt.
Are you optimistic about the future?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Do you think the future will change?
I don't think so. For now, I think it's going to stay the same. Maybe later on in life, when I'm dead, it will change.
Since you are part of the Second Estate, what do you think about the old regime?
The old regime is not fair, because we have different classes doing different things, paying different taxes. Some just sit there and eat bread. I want bread.
Do you think that each estate should have more votes depending on the population?
Yes, because although the upper class goes against the middle class and the lower class, it should be equal.
Okay, so that was our interview. Thank you for watching.
We're here today for an interview with Joyce.
Hi,
So Joyce, what is your social class?
I'm a member of the Second Estate and a member of nobility.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Joyce LaChance, and I'm 25 years of age, and I have 2 children of my own.
Okay. Where do you live, Joyce?
I live just outside of Paris in a big house.
How is your life? Is it easy or difficult?
My life is easy because my husband buys me everything I want, and we live in a nice house with servants.
Nice. What is your most basic daily concern, Joyce?
Taking care of my children, because they need to represent the nobility.
Okay, so you want to raise them well.
I want to raise them well.
What do you do every day?
I basically just sit around and take care of my children and buy a lot of clothes.
What do you think about people in other social classes?
I think that I respect the clergy because they represent my religion, and I don't care about the peasants because they're filthy.
Are you optimistic about the future?
I am optimistic about the future because I'm not taxed and the government's on my side, so my life can't get worse.
Okay. What do you think about taxes, Joyce?
I don't really care about taxes because I'm not taxed and the peasants pay for most of the taxes in France.
Would you ever help lower classes?
I wouldn't help lower classes because they don't really have anything to do with me and they can do everything they have to do on their own.
What is your relationship with the clergy?
My relationship with the clergy is good because they represent my religion and I visit the church 3 times a week with my family to pray.
Okay, that concludes our interview with Joyce LaChance here. Have a good day.
Okay, so we're here in France with Vinny, the back of the church. Alright, so if you're like France in the back of the church with Vinny, here to ask him some questions. Is your life easy?
Taxes or anything because I'm in the First Estate.
I can't.
Hi, we're here today for an interview with Mary. We are here today for an interview with Joyce.
Hi.
So, Joyce. Mary. With Joyce. Mary. Joyce. Mary.
And I have 2 children of my own and I live in a nice house.
Okay, where do you live in France?
I live right outside of Paris in a nice house. What the hell?
France with Vinny, the back of the church. I'm getting soaked, man.
Oh, it's recording right now. You didn't even press go. Wait.
What is your most basic daily concern?
Being able to grow my own food. No, that's not it.